PalmettoStateArmory.com is the premier destination for all your firearm and outdoor needs. With a wide selection of firearms, ammunition, optics, hunting gear, and more, PalmettoStateArmory.com has what you need to make your next outing the best one yet. PSA offers brands like Glock, Sig Sauer, Magpul, Vortex, EOTech, AAC Ammunition, and more. Sign up for our daily deals to stay up to date on the biggest savings. That's PalmettoStateArmory.com for all of your firearm and outdoor needs. Palmetto State Armory, American made for life.
At Discount Tire, we know your time is valuable. Get 30% shorter average wait time when you buy and book online. Did you know Discount Tire now sells wiper blades? Check out our current deals at DiscountTire.com or stop in and talk to an associate today. Discount Tire.
Let's get you taken care of.
Hey guys, welcome back to my Plus Size Grandma Reality Show podcast. This is Koko, and y'all know we just having a good time here. And I said I was going to do part 2 of Surviving Narcissism Q&A session, and that's what I'm going to be doing. Let's see here. I got everything shared out, and we're going to get right on into it so that I could just take time to answer all these questions. So what I'm doing is I'm doing a Q&A on narcissism and how it related in my relationships. Like, I don't know how narcissism was for you, but these questions that I'm answering is how it was for me. And it's 60 questions that I'm choosing from. I'm just basically all over the place picking which questions I want to answer and being careful with which questions I want to answer, because of the simple fact I don't want to trigger myself, and I don't want to feel like I have to go way back down memory lane, which can happen no matter how long you've been away from the narcissist, because of how the brainwashing and the brain training has been done. The stuff, it don't leave you. So don't think it ever leaves you. It just goes to a place where it's not in control anymore, but it does not leave. The training doesn't leave. It's just like riding a bike. When you ride a bike, even as you get older, you still know how to ride that bike. Even if you're too big to ride the bike, you still know how to ride it. And that's how it is with narcissism. Once it's embedded into you, it don't leave. You just have to learn how to manage and override it. So let's get back into these questions. Let me see which ones I want to answer. I'm having to look down through here because there's 60 of these questions, and I only want to do 30 minutes in this hour, and that's it. Okay. Oh yeah, here I go. Up here around. Okay, where we left off at was part 1. How will I know if the changes are real this time? Now let's not answer that because that's on part 1. If you want to hear part 1, go check it out. This is part 2, and that question is going to be, will they change? This is where we're starting out now. Will they change? My word and what I would have to say about that is no. They will not change unless they feel like it's going to benefit them. The narcissists that I was with, the only time they changed is when it was a benefit for them, and then they went right back to being who they was once they got what they wanted. So no, don't expect the narcissist to change. I expected the narcissist to change so many times, probably 1,000,000 times, and it never happened. And once I realized that it's just their personality, I stopped expecting that change. Because just like my personality, you see how my personality is on here? Nobody can change that because that's who I am. This is just something that's inside of me. This is coming from my core beliefs, the way I want to live my life. And that's how it is for them. They couldn't really change now if they wanted to, unless, it would be fake. It's hard for them because that's what they've known. So no, they're not going to change. Will they go back to who they used to be? Yeah, they can. They actually are good at jumping back to reminding you of who they used to be when you first met them. The guys I was with, they reminded me all the time of how good that first time was. But the thing about it, we never got that first time back. It was like the first time was the best times. And once that was gone, once the honeymoon phase was gone, you know, when you first get to know somebody and you're all lovey-dovey and, you know, you seem to be doing well, doing everything together, just really loving on one another. Well, once that's gone, it pretty much don't come back unless it's a fool's pride game. If they need something, then they'll bring it back out. But it's hard for them. And it took a lot out of them to pretend like they love me. They drained themselves pretending like they love me. And I could see it. I'd be like, oh my God, he's looking at me like he's disgusted. And he was disgusted. It hurted him to the core to have to pretend like he really liked me and to like hug me, to kiss me, anything. I could see it on their face. And that's why I never really asked for it like that, because they trained me not to like hugging and kissing and all that stuff. But yeah, they went backwards and they tried to be the person they was when they first met me. And one thing about narcissists is it takes a lot for them to just even approach you, because you got to keep in mind that narcissists actually have low self-esteem. That's why it's hard for them. So when they did approach, it took everything out of them. And it probably, just like when I met the guys that I met, once it took everything out of them, I didn't hear from them for about 2 weeks, and then that's when they came back and started coming on stronger, because they had to recuperate from using all their energy just to come up and say, hey, I like you, or, you know, however it was. Okay. How can I stop missing the person? You know what? I don't know about anybody else, but for me, it took, I don't miss the person. Like I said in part 1, it's just that I miss the ways of the person, but I didn't miss the person. So how can I stop missing this person? Oh, I might have read that question wrong. How can I stop missing this person? Each person is different. For me, it did take a long time for me to stop missing them, you know, just being around here and aggravating me and fussing with me. It took about 10 years for me. And then again, I didn't have the knowledge that I have now. If I would have had this knowledge, it probably wouldn't have took as long. But yeah, somewhere inside of me, I was always waiting and thinking, you know, what if they do come back? What if we do get back together? You know, what if they really have changed? But when I would see them, that would quickly go away. Just off in one sentence. I ain't lying. One sentence and I was done. Okay, let's move on. How can I let go of my ex? Letting go is I don't know. When I let go, it wasn't something that I could just think on. I had to just do it. Because I had tried many times before to let go, because I knew, you know, that the relationship was toxic. And no matter what I did, even when I planned it, when I had support, when I didn't have support, and I was like, I'm letting him go, I'm not going back, I still went back. But one day I made up in my mind, I said, I'm letting him go, and I'm not going back. And I made a promise to myself. I made a pact with myself, and I said, girl, we cannot go back this time. So letting go for me was just, I had to do it cold turkey. I had to just let go, not think of the consequences, just let go. I had to push my emotions out of the way, my feelings. I had to push my sexual desires out of the way, everything. All of that had to get pushed out of the way. And the woman in me had to rise up and say, we're out of here and we're not coming back. And I left. And I didn't go back. And that's how I let go. And it was easier for me that way because I didn't have to do a long drawn out process on it. Writing it out and stuff. I just did it. Sometimes you just got to do it. All right. Moving on. Let's see here. How do I move on? I just did it. I didn't plan how I was going to move on or anything. I just kept putting one feet in front of the other. And one thing I made sure to do was stay away. I moved on because I stayed away. When he would try to contact me, I wouldn't answer the phone. When he would send friends and family by to try to still get me to talk to him, I'd shut him down. I'd be like, if you really care anything about me, don't bring me any messages from him. Let me be. Let me live my life. And that's how I was able to move on. And I started at that moment, I think it was like a week after we broke up. In that moment, I started doing things that I liked, which I hadn't done the whole time we had been together. The whole 15, 25 years. I didn't do anything Jamie wanted to do. Everything was what they wanted to do. So when you see me now and I'm out here doing what I want to do, it's because I never had that opportunity before. I didn't know how to do what I wanted to do with a narcissist. And I started writing out business plans, and I came up with a charity organization. I started doing things where my real true passion was. So I would say on that, how do I move on? I found my passion for life, my love, the things I love to do, and I went hard at it. And that's why I'm on here talking to y'all to this day, because this was one of the things that I did. I got into radio. I always wanted to be a DJ. Became a DJ. I cut a couple songs out on CDs, and I got a chance to work in the music industry doing things I love. That's how I moved on. I started learning me and loving me and doing what I wanted to do and becoming the woman that I wanted to be before the interruption of the narcissist. All right. Let's see. How will I know if they have changed if I go no contact? For me, I didn't care if they changed or not. When I went no contact, I meant it. That was no phone calls, no texting, no coming to my house. As a matter of fact, let me tell you how crazy this is. When I left that relationship, it was so hard. To this day, there has not been, and this is like maybe 15 years later, to this day, I've never invited but one guy to my home since I broke up with a narcissist. That's it. Just one guy. And he wasn't like a boyfriend or anything. He was just a friend. He has been the only guy that has been to my home to see me. It was so bad. When I let the narcissist go, I was like, nope. I don't want no other man coming here again. And, just knowing where I live, I didn't want to be tied down like that anymore. So until I meet the right one, no. So whether he changed or not, that's not my problem anymore. That's a problem between him and God. That's not I don't even need to have the conversation, has he changed? Because that's between him and God, what he chooses to do with his life. And I'm going to continue to stick with my no contact. Even now and years later, I'm still, I'll speak. If I see him in the store or something, I'll speak. But it's not my responsibility to pretend to be somebody else that I'm not. I'm not going to, Nope, I don't care if he changed. Okay, let's see. I gotta find another question that I can ask. Okay, this is a good one. How do I get them to stop contacting me? I changed my phone number, and I only gave it to people I could trust. And if he would come up here, I just would not go outside and talk. Or if I did go out there, I'd be like, hey, I got something to do. You can't be here like that. I'm getting ready to leave. I come up with an excuse that I don't have to sit there and be with him like that. so I wouldn't have to talk to him. How do I break the trauma bond I have to them? That is so hard to do. Here's the thing. Breaking trauma bonds aren't what it sounds like. You would think that breaking a trauma bond means I'm done, something actually breaks off. But the truth and the fact in that is nothing really breaks off, because that person is still part of your subconscious mind. What I did do for the trauma bond was I taught myself how to try and reverse what I was trained to do. So everything I was trained to do, I had to train myself not to do. And that's how I got through the trauma bond. Other than that, it don't break like the way it's written. It's written like we break and we detach from people and things. But the truth and the fact is, we have to know that those former things have passed away in our heart and in our mind and with our faith walk, even though it's still right there. You just have to know that it's a done deal and keep living forward. Because that trauma bond, it don't break. I'm going to tell you what. Every time I got around a narcissist, even if it was 5, 6, 7, 10 years later, I still felt the same way. I'm not talking about like feeling love feelings. That feeling would come up that, I got to catch myself that I don't, bow down to their demands or become the person or start acting like the person I was when I was around them before. Because that's how strong that trauma bond is. So don't let people make you think that the trauma bond means I can break it and I don't have to worry about it. No, that's something you just have to resist the temptation and let the devil flee. Because the devil going to keep coming back. And you have to know in your heart that it's really not a breaking. It's a matter of training and self-discipline. Although it sounds better when people say, how do I break the trauma bond I have to them? It's not really a breaking. It's a matter of training yourself to overcome the bad things that you have learned from them and the behavior. How do I explain to no, not that one. Time be going by so fast. Let me see. That's about marriage. I was never married to a narcissist, y'all. Never. Never even came close. What do I do when people say going no contact shows I am bitter and haven't forgiven them? Well, I let them think what they want to think. That's how they feel. Who am I to change how they feel about me? I'm not going to do that. I'm not finna waste no energy trying to convince you that I've moved on and that I'm not bitter and that I've forgiven them. No. See, this is the thing. The relationship was between me and the narcissist. It wasn't between me and them. So I don't have anything to prove or say to them about something that happened to me. Especially if they knew what I went through and they encouraged the behavior of the narcissist, like the flying monkeys. No, I don't have anything to say to them. When they come, it's just like I said, when they come, if you're going to talk to me, you're going to be a friend to me, be a friend to me. But if you come to remind me of my tortured days, my traumatizing days, bye. I won't talk to you. I might smile and say, all right, I'll talk to you later. I know how to get out of conversations like that. And I did have a lot of that happening. A lot of that happened to me. It would be friends and family members would come and be like, well, you ain't going to see so-and-so? No, I'm not. Why would I want to go see somebody God delivered me from? So this is just one of them things. You got to know that your deliverance is there, that it's done. It's a done deal. That deliverance is done. All right. Another one. Looking. Oh no, not that one. Isn't it failing to honor your parents to go no contact with one of them? Isn't it failing? No. If you go no contact with your parents, and if that's the best thing for you, no, it's not failing. It's actually a sign of strength, because it takes a lot to leave your parents, knowing that they are your parents. Because most of us were brought up to love, honor, cherish, and obey our parents. And we have done that to the best of our knowledge. And if you have any narcissistic parent, you know it's hard to live with them. It's hard to get along with them. I was estranged from my narcissistic mother for, I would say, for about 15, 20 years, up until my dad passed away. Then I started going back around the family. But yeah, no, I don't think it's failing. It's a sign of strength, because you know what you've been through. Okay. Ooh, let me see, find some more. Why are so many of my friends and family siding with them against me? Because because he recruited them. Let me tell y'all, the narcissists I was with, they recruited so many people in my family and friends. By the time the relationship...
PalmettoStateArmory.com is the premier destination for all your firearm and outdoor needs. With a wide selection of firearms, ammunition, optics, hunting gear, and more, PalmettoStateArmory.com has what you need to make your next outing the best one yet. PSA offers brands like Glock, 6 Hour, Magpul, Vortex, EOTech, AAC ammunition, and more. Sign up for our daily deals to stay up to date on the biggest savings. That's PalmettoStateArmory.com for all of your firearm and outdoor needs. Palmetto State Armory, American made for life.
Relationship was over, nobody was really on my side. I didn't have nobody on my side, because the recruiting that he did, he love bombed them the same way he was doing me. And so they believed everything he was saying, and they didn't believe me. So I'd be like, if you one of his monkeys, then go on over there. You're not finna play with me. And I don't deal with them. Okay, let's see. I'm looking through here for another question. Why do they go from nice to nasty and back again? I think I answered that one. What can I do so they won't get so upset all the time? What I did, I tried to baby, and I did try to keep the peace by doing a majority of what they said do. And you got to understand that by me keeping the peace, that meant I had to give up something. That could be something with my kids. That could be something that was good for me. Something with family, friends, something I like to do. If you're going to keep the peace with a narcissist, you're going to have to give up a lot. And I can just say that it wasn't worth it, because at the end of the day, we still broke up. Be yourself and do the things that you love to do, and keep growing and keep learning, because I stopped doing, like, by now I should have had so many books written, and now since I've had since I've been in recovery after being with a narcissist, my brain does not function as good as it did before I got with him, which means it's hard for me to write books now. It's hard to stay focused. It's hard to remember certain things. And then there's the part where there's PTSD that may come up, every once in a while. Thank God it's not active now, but I have been in phases where it was active, and it was so horrible. So I would not lose out on being you just to keep the peace with somebody who is not looking for peace, because narcissists live and thrive off of you getting upset, off of you giving yourself away to them. If you want that narcissism to grow, you keep giving yourself away, and you're going to see that the more they grow, the less of you will be. And that's why I had to do what I had to do. I had to move forward. I had to stop trying to keep the peace. And sometimes that came with me being a people pleaser, because I think all of my life I've been a people pleaser. And I was just trying to keep that peace. I really wanted the peace. I really had in mind this little perfect world. This perfect little Jamie's world. Like the perfect man, the perfect kids, me being the perfect person. And that's not how life works. Life works with trials and tribulations. You earn this. You earn your strength. You earn your endurance and peace. It's got to be earned. You got to. It's a way. You earn it. And you just got to decide how you want to earn it. Now, for me, I got my peace, and I earned it through studying the Bible and staying in church and staying close to God. That's how I got my peace. It wasn't a person did it for me. It wasn't a thing did it for me. But it was learning more about God. Scriptures. And that dude's still getting upset. Them dudes, they still mad. They still fussing. So there's nothing you can do to stop them from getting upset all the time. That's just who they are. And I know I keep saying that just, but it's the truth. It's who they are. And the more you try to keep the peace, the worse they gonna get. Because peace is not in their heart. Peace is not in their vocabulary. Chaos is in their heart. Chaos is in their vocabulary. And when they reap, they want to reap chaos. That's what they want. They actually want this. So why would I give up? No, I don't see that. I don't care if they get upset all the time. That's on them. Okay, let's see. Oh, y'all, I need an afternoon nap. Ugh. Y'all, I'm looking for some more questions. I know I ain't did all them questions. Well, I feel like I have. I don't think so. Let me see if I can find some more questions here, because I got a couple more minutes. So let me see. I'm having to go on here, y'all, and look for some more. Yep. Okay, top 10 questions of survivors, but we're not going to do all 10. Oh, never mind. It's the same thing. Oh, no, here's one. Should I tell him/her that they are narcissists? No, don't do that. I'm going to tell you why. I had a full-out worksheet, and I'm talking about back in the early 2000s, people like me, we were just getting computers and printers in our homes and stuff. And here I didn't print it out all this stuff, I didn't gave him the Google diagnosis and everything. And it did say narcissist back at that time, but it had a lot of information about bipolar disorder and all kind of, just regular mental health stuff. And I didn't print it out all these papers trying to hint to him. And I was like, if you would read this, you wouldn't be as bad. I was trying to I had a fixer personality, and I was trying to fix him up. I was like, there's happiness for him. There's joy for him. There's love and peace for him. I want him to have this. And so I thought that if I could teach him, I thought that if I could teach him that he would be a better man for me. He wasn't. He got worse. He felt insulted. He felt injured. His ego took a blow because I found something wrong with him. And supposedly he's perfect and nothing's supposed to be wrong with him. But here I was snooping Jamie, then found something on the internet that says something is wrong with him. And it made it worse for me. So no, don't tell them, don't let everybody know. Don't even tell the family members. or your friends. That's something you may want to just, I would say, unless it's somebody you can really trust, or you're trying to find more information out about this disorder, then don't involve a bunch of people in this, because the more people you involve, the more stressful it is going to be for you to leave, and the more stress you're going to put on yourself. You're going to put a heavy workload on yourself when it don't take all that. If he is, he is. Whether he go to a doctor and get clinically diagnosed or not. If he's a narcissist, you'll know, because he'll burn your soul up. I mean, that's fire, boy. That's like, you could tell that's Satan's child. You could tell. Yep. Okay. Does a narcissist ever realize your loss? No. Narcissists don't care about you losing. They'll help you lose. No. Them dudes didn't care that I was losing stuff. No. They helped. Okay. Let's see. Will they treat their next partner better? Let me tell you something. No. The answer is no, because everybody is the same in the narcissist's eyes. The narcissist just wants what they can get. They want whoever is going to make them feel the best about themselves. That's who's going to be their main chick. That narcissist is not going to stick to no one woman, no matter where he go or who he go with. Some of them won't anyway. Some of them will, depend on what type they is. But as far as will they treat the next partner better? No, because that's who they are. They can hide it for so long, and then the real them is going to come out. I mean, at the beginning, they might feel like, and it may look, at the beginning, it looked to me like this other woman. I was like, oh my gosh, she getting all this good treatment from him. And why didn't he give me that kind of loving? Why he didn't take me out like that to the movies and to restaurants? I like going walking on the beach. Why he didn't ride me around in his car? It looked like this woman had all the great things that I didn't get to do. I was even to the point like, why he didn't take me to church? He could have took me to church like the same way he take her to church. I didn't get any of that stuff from him. So she looked like she had got the better side of him. But you know what? She didn't. He didn't change. He looked like he changed. See, he learned what he needed to learn from me and the other women ahead. I mean, before her and before me. She didn't get nothing. He ended up treating her the same way. And he's still contacting different women. So, no, they don't treat the next partner better. Nobody is special. They are the only special person. He's the only special person, and if it's not him, then it's nobody. That's how that thing rolls. So no, don't think that she got somebody better. Should I blame myself for not leaving earlier or not seeing through things? Yeah, you should. Don't take all of it by yourself. But yeah, you got your part in there. You see, because I had my part in there. And I wanted to keep being in denial and playing the blame game. Well, he this, he that. Well, I was a grown woman. Meaning to tell me I'm a grown woman and I couldn't see what he was doing and speak up for myself. I saw what he was doing. So yeah, I had to accept my part of the blame, my share of the blame, which is the part where I'm responsible for what happens to me and who I let in my life. That's my responsibility. So yeah. And even if you leave early or not see through things quite as early, you still are responsible for you and who you let in your life. And that part I didn't want to admit, but yeah, I had to finally admit it. I said, dang, Jamie, you went and met that guy. You the one kept in contact with him. It was me. I kept calling. I kept sending pictures. I kept writing letters. I kept meeting up late at night. It was me. So I had to take my share of blame. What is a narcissist afraid of the most? People finding out who he really is. He was afraid of people finding out who he really was. Yep. That's the most thing. Really finding out that they're really insecure beings. That's who they are. But they bullies. Some of them not as clean as they want to be. It's several things about the narcissist that they don't want people to know about them. And it really ain't but a couple of people that know the things about them, because they are that sneaky and discreet that not too many people know that, how they really are. Only the main people know. And who I mean main is the ones who are trained and brainwashed the most. The ones who take on the most pressure and pain, emotional pain from them. They know exactly who that narcissist is. And so that narcissist will go to any length to make sure that they stay at peace with them so they don't tell who they really are. But that's what it is. Their fear is they don't want people to know who they really are. Why is it hard to heal after narcissistic abuse? How long will it take to heal? It's hard to heal because it's a brain thing. It becomes a brain disorder. That's why it's hard to heal. It's like somebody taking a baseball bat and they hit you in the back of your leg, and you know it's got to take time for that leg to heal. That's how it is with the brain. When you get hit with tons and tons of emotional abuse, the brain then becomes scarred. And it takes the brain a long time to heal because the scarring is so deeply embedded. It changes the chemistry of the brain. It changes the size of the brain. It changes which parts of the brain work. Because remember, when you're with the narcissist is training parts of your brain to shut down and opening up new parts that open the way they want it to open. You know, training it to be on their level. It's like military. Military train you to go to war. The narcissist trains you to take care of them and do whatever they want you to do, admire them, and to make them first in your life, to worship them. That's what the narcissist does. So yeah, that's why it's hard to heal from narcissistic abuse, because all of that training has to become untrained. And then after it's untrained, you got to find where you're going to put it at in your life. Because it don't just throw out of your mind. You just can't reach in there and say, well, I'm getting this out today, and throw it away. You got to find out where you're going to put it at and how you're going to live with it, how you're going to address it when it do come up from time to time. And it takes a while. So how long will it take to heal? Everybody is different. Some people it might take 6 months. Some people it might take 10, 20 years. Some people might be a lifelong process, depending how traumatized they really were and how long they stayed in the relationship and what all happened in that relationship. For me, a lot happened. I'm going on, 2009. And that's going to be my last question, y'all, that I answer. And I'm going to tell y'all how long I have been recovering in narcissistic recovery. 20 minus 20. This is 2024. I'm going on 15 years and I'm still recovering. 15 years. That's a long time. But that's how deeply rooted that their attacks are. It's psychological. And that's why now I fight so hard to train my mind ahead of time, so that this psychological stuff that's going on with me now that I can get through all of this stuff. Because narcissists, if they ain't good at anything else, they're good at brainwashing and training you to be who they want you to be. And to move according to how they want you to move. Yep. All right, y'all. That's all I got for you. And I am finna take me a nap, get back up, and then do my Kiva. And I don't know what I'm going to eat today. But I am sleepy now. I done poured my heart out to y'all. And this is one of the side effects, by the way. Once you talk about all that stuff, it drains you. Like, it's tiresome. Like, I probably will not do no more narcissism questions for a while. Because just reliving and re-talking about that, it's a drainer. I'm so tired after I done did that. I was so energetic, and then I got on here talking about that, and now I'm just whipped. And that's because it works on my brain. Because many women like me, we have PTSD after it, and oops. I almost fell off this bed. And we have to be careful how we talk about it. You have to be careful how you entertain people who are narcissists. And you have to just really be careful. I ain't telling you to stop living. I ain't telling you to stop meeting people or greeting people or talking to them, having a good time. Because you can be around narcissists, but you, once you learn how they operate, the better off you're going to be. If you learn their operation, the better off. But yeah, that just done whipped me. Y'all, a sis finna knock out now. All right, y'all. So peace, love, and happiness. And I will see y'all later tonight on Kiva Advancement Empowerment Podcast for Women. Y'all come on over. We're going to be talking about character assassination. Y'all know narcissists is good for that. Ooh, I wish I would have had a question on that. But since I didn't, I ain't going to answer. But y'all, come on over later on tonight. Holla.
PalmettoStateArmory.com is the premier destination for all your firearm and outdoor needs. With a wide selection of firearms, ammunition, optics, hunting gear, and more, PalmettoStateArmory.com has what you need to make your next outing the best one yet. PSA offers brands like Glock, 6 Hour, Magpul, Vortex, EOTech, AAC ammunition, and more. Sign up for our daily deals to stay up to date on the biggest savings. That's PalmettoStateArmory.com for all of your firearm and outdoor needs. Palmetto State Armory, American made for life.
At Consumer Cellular, you get the same exact coverage as the largest carriers, but for up to half the cost. Same thing, up to half the cost. Up to half the cost for the same thing. 50% the money for 100% the same thing. I hope I'm making myself clear. Consumer Cellular. When freedom calls, we're here to answer. Call us at 1-888-FREEDOM.
Half the cost savings based on cost of Consumer Cellular single-line 5GB data plan with unlimited talk and text compared to lowest cost single-line postpaid unlimited talk, text, and data plan offered by T-Mobile and Verizon May 2023.